This is your realtor with the golden keys. Yes, I'm coming to you live again today. Fam, friends, what's your love language? What's your love language? What's the love language of your significant other? What's the love language of your children? Is it the same? Do we all love the same? Do we all receive love the same way? No. It varies from person to person, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Today, there are 5 love languages. We're going to talk about all 5 of them, right? So a house is something that you build. And women, we have to build our houses masterfully. And part of that is knowing the love language, your own and those of your loved ones. So 5 love languages today. 1 is the love language of the word of affirmation. If your love language is the love of affirmation, then that means you're going to be a person that is always encouraging. You're always telling people, I love you. I'm a love child. So I love you. I used to be, love you, mommy, love you, daddy, love you, love you. So you're going to tell everybody, you're going to encourage them. You're always going to have the right words to say that boost their morale, their esteem, the words of encouragement. Your words are nourishing. They're full of love and life. So that is your love language that you give to others. However, just because that's your love language, that doesn't mean that's the language that you receive in. If you are one that receives in the love language of affirmation, then you are going to feel loved when somebody is telling you how much they love you. You're going to feel loved if they are encouraging you, words of support. And that word could be written, it could be spoken, it could be those words are going to resonate. You're going to feel them because your love language is words of affirmation. So what you hear is very important to you. Even maybe in the bedroom. I'm just saying, you might be one that need to hear those things in your ear, and that may even heighten that for you. So if you are a giver of your love languages to give, you're probably going to be the one that's doing most of the talking in the bedroom. So that's number 1, the words of affirmation. Number 2 is quality time. If your love language is that of quality time, so quality of time is spending time with your family and relatives, your loved ones, your friends, your significant other, your spouse. You attribute love to how much time they spend with you. If they don't find time for you, you don't feel love, if that is your love language. If you are the giver, on the giving side, if that's your love language, then you're the person that's going to be present. You're going to be there. You're going to go to the birthday parties. You're going to be at the anniversaries. You're going to be at the weddings. You are going to make your presence known, and you just have to be there. That is your love language. So that's quality of time. Being present in the moment, especially special moments and events, you're going to be there. So if your love language is quality of time, that's how you show it. And if you're on the receiving end, that's how your love language is for receiving. But you need to feel loved. That is what you'll be looking for. So number 3, acts of service. If your love language is the act of service, then that means you are going to be that person that is going to go over and lend a helping hand. Don't tell me how much, you're not going to tell them how much you love them. You're going to show them with your actions. So if your love language is the acts of service, then that means you are love in action. You're not all about what I love you, baby. Oh, I love you. You're going to show them by your actions. But if you're on the receiving end, if the way that you feel loved is how you receive, and you are a person that is acts of service, in that particular case, you are going to feel love when people come do things for you and they help you, and they help you out. So you have tasks and projects. They come help you study. They come help you clean out the garage. They come help you cook. They come help you watch the children. They come do things for you. And when they're doing that, you'll feel loved. So if that's how you receive, if that is your love language, to how you receive love, then in that particular case, if people don't help you out, then you're not going to feel as loved. So you need to know the difference. And then gifts, number 4. If you are a person and your dominant love language is gifts, and that's how you express love, if you're on the expressing side, then you're going to be one that gives gifts, right? And that it's not just gifts. This is not about gold digging at all. This is not about me, gimme, but the gifts have meaning. So that is one of my love language. I love to give gifts, and when I do, the gifts have meaning. They're symbolic in nature. They have some type of sentimental value. And if you're on the receiving end, if the way that you receive love is you like to receive it through gifts, then that means you're a person that looks for people to give you gifts. And you don't want just, it doesn't have to be $1 million or hundreds of dollars. You want to know that that person has really taken the time to get you something that represents you. Like if you see a shirt, oh my gosh, that's her style or his style. That looks just like. The gifts have meaning to the individual. They were thoughtfully selected just for you. You're going to cherish those gifts. You're going to be the ones that have them around, the cards that were handmade by the baby. You're going to hold on to those things for years because they have sentimental value to you. So if you're on the receiving end, that means a lot to you. And if you're on the giving end, if you express love through giving of gifts, then that's what you'll do. You're not just going to go in and be like, call somebody like, I just need a gift. What can I get? Give me an idea. You're going to give it some serious thought. So the other one, number 5, is physical touch. So affection. So my love language is touch. I just love to touch. And so if that is your love language, then you express love by touching people, by hugging. You might even hold hands. But that may be that individual's love language. They may be up close and touchy-feely, and you're like, gosh, you're like all up on me. That might be that, not that they're trying to be irritating, but they love through their touch. And that may be affection. It could be sex. It could be touching. It could be rubbing. It could be holding your hand. It could be just playing in your hair. It could be hugs. You ever met people and they're just huggers? They're going to hug you. Every time you see them, they're reaching for you. They're huggers. They hug everybody. You just met them. You just walk in the room. You don't even know. Hi! And you're like, hi. Those people are, their dominant love language is the physical touch. Now, if you're on the receiving end, that means that you feel love when people are touching you. Just don't tell me, but you want that person to hold your hand when you're out in public. If you're in a relationship, dating, or you're married, you're gonna want that your significant other to reciprocate touch by holding your hand, arms around you. Sometimes public displays of affection. So when I had my children, they used to say, oh my gosh, you guys look like a bunch of monkeys over there digging in each other's head. Why? Because my love language is touch, and I had my children like to be touched. Not all children like to be touched. Some children, that's not their love language, and they don't take it personal. They just don't want to be held. Get off me, because that's not their love language for receiving. So if you have a child like that, know that it's not anything wrong with your child. It's just that's not the language that they receive love, and they don't feel love when you're holding them. They may be very independent, but they may just need you to be their greatest cheerleader. So some people, and that sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, especially if you're a touchy-feely person. You may feel rejected, or your feelings may be hurt, and you don't understand why they're not reciprocating. Don't take it personally, because it's not that they intend to. That's not their dominant love language. That's not the dominant way that they express love. So I hope this has helped. So you want to really take note. Stand back, take note, and find out, when I do this, how do they respond? What gets the biggest rouse out of them? Or what is most effective? Study them. Study your husband, your wife. Study your children. Study your friends. Stand back and watch and figure out what is it that they respond to most. And then by watching them, you too will learn their love language, and you'll also learn about yourself as well. So I just want to encourage you today to think about, what is your love language? Sometimes we expect people, and I have been guilty, we expect people to love us or to know how to love us, and they may not understand the 5 languages of love, and we may feel slighted or a little bit rejected because we're not getting those things that we need in the way that we need them. So you can convey or communicate, and I spoke about this yesterday on one of my topics about dating, courting, and otherwise. So this may be something that you want to discuss up front. What's your love language? And it's important to know. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has helped somewhat to jar you and make you think about what's your love language and what the love language of your loved ones are. It can be a combination. So just keep in mind that some people may have a real dominant one, and then some people can be a combination of love language. And stay tuned for Intuitive Touch. So if you are in these times that we're going through, a lot of people, if their love language, how they receive love and how they give love is touch. Wow, I didn't plan to go here, but I just, oh my God, I felt that intensely. I just felt that like really intense. There's some people out here, I didn't think about this when I intended to do this, but there are people out here, their love language is touch. They're starving for the gift of touch. There's healing in touch. They show that babies tend to do better when they're held versus baby that were just left in the crib isolated. Studies have shown, even on the teens, when players, you're like, hey, high five, yeah man, pat the butt, woo hoo hoo. That touching helps them. Touch sometimes release certain endorphins in the body. When your immune system is increased through the gift of touch, just to touch, there's power in healing and touching. And there's so many people right now that are starved for that. There's so many people, wow, that growing up, wow, this is intense, that didn't have it growing up. They didn't have it in their teen years. They didn't have it in their young adults. And guess what? They're not getting it in there. So they're closed. They're starving for touch. And with this isolation, they're not doing so well. And they may not even know why they're not doing so well. So if this is you or someone that you know, I just want to encourage you to reach out to them, share love. Their Intuitive Touch is a company that does do intuitive touch, Touchology, Intuitive Touch. They are offering touch therapy, and they are running a promotion this month all the way through February on their Intuitive Touch sessions. So again, it's touch that is through intuition, touch with the intent to heal, intent to love, intent to comfort, not stimulate sexually. So this is not that kind of touch. So let's be clear about that. In a very professional setting, one, and they also maintain socially distancing standards as well. So in order to enter, you must wear a mask. So I just want to encourage you to reach out and give them a call. So if you are indeed one of those people, you know someone, and you'd like to, and you're a gift, your love language is the language of giving gifts. Perhaps you might want to give the gift of touch to someone this holiday, their birthday, Valentine's is coming up, or just because they need it, you know. Give them a call. So I'm going to leave that at the end of this video. So again, I hope this has helped, and see you next time. Peace and love. Mwah!